So having a new puppy is, full of joy. They're beautiful, they're cute, but then they start peeing on the floor and pooping everywhere, and toilet training just, becomes a bit of a nightmare. So tell me, Dr. Richard, how can puppies be toilet trained? Because it's a really challenging time when you've got that puppy.
Yeah. It's
as much as you love them, they're adorable.
They're adorable.
It's a lot of work. Want to get through it. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a lot of work. So a couple of things. I think that the main key is you want to take them outside regularly, right? So give them the opportunity to go where you want them to go. As soon as they go, instant, strong, positive reward. So if you take them outside the garden, they have a sniff, as soon as they're going, just be like, hey, good job. And
cheerleader.
You got it, exactly. And then when they're finished, from your pocket, just a small reward. Yes, give them a good pat. So you sort of want to create a consistent, strong, positive association with the right behavior. A major challenge can be consistency, particularly if you're working realistically. But now that people are working from home, it is a really good time to sort of get that training done. Because the more consistent you are with it, essentially the faster they'll learn it. A couple of other points worth making would be, you've got to make sure it's easy for them to just actually go outside. I remember when I had a little Cavalier once, a little puppy. She was about this big, but she took ages to toilet train because she had to go down this huge flight of stairs. We lived upstairs. And it's just a huge ask for a little puppy to scale these stairs and go out and, do a business. It's just such a large barrier. So really, we have to make it, make that good behavior as frictionless as possible. We have to leave the door open, and we have a doggy door, just tape it up so they don't even have to push through it, and just give them access to that area all the time. Certainly at-risk periods for urinating and defecating would be immediately after a meal or after a drink. You can kind of stimulate bowel movements, right? So I'd start off with that. At nighttime, you can look at what's called crate training, which is where we basically leave our pup in quite a small crate that is essentially their bed, right? Puppies instinctively don't like to, pee and poop where they sleep. And so if you get a crate that is just big enough for them to kind of stand up in and turn around in, that's as large as it needs to be. Then you put them in that at nighttime, and then they sort of learn that at nighttime they sort of need to hold on. Certainly when they're young, even 8 weeks or so, their urethral sphincter muscles, like all their muscles that help them to hold on, they're not as well developed as an adult, right? So, maybe expect them to yelp at 2 a.m. needing to go out, but that's good because that's them telling you they need to use the bathroom. So, so we call that crate training, and that can be a really good way to stop them, urinating in the laundry or something at nighttime. Okay. Other than that, you can do things like get a friend's dog over and take them around the backyard and get them to pee on things, and then your puppy will kind of smell where this other dog is marked, and many dogs instinctively will want to mark over that. So that can be a fairly useful pee stimulus.
Pee stimulus?
Yeah, absolutely. So, dogs instinctively will pee over someone else's, pee. The fire hydrant, classic example. And look, really, it is consistency. It's about, time and patience and consistency.
So tell me then, how long does it take to toilet train a puppy usually?
Yeah, sure. Well, okay, let's say your best case scenario, you've got a very intelligent dog, you're at home all the time, and you're very consistent with training, and it's really easy for them to go outside. They just wander out the door, and they've got the backyard there. Some dogs can be toilet trained in a couple of weeks, right? Now let's take the opposite example. Let's say you're working, there are barriers to your dog, they're not a very intelligent breed, let's say. I love Cavaliers, they're adorable, they're not smart, right? So
not smart.
Generally. I got to admit, it can take months. It can take months. So there's a lot of variation there. But best case scenario, a couple of weeks. Yeah, if everything sort of lines up well. Yeah. But give yourself time and patience. Yeah.
I love it. So when is it time to get worried then?
So
if they're 2-3 years old.
Oh gosh, yeah, sure. That's pretty late. Some male dogs, if we don't desex them, they start to learn to mark inside. It's a gross problem, and it may start off, hormonally mediated, right? So the testosterone kicks in, they want to pee on things. But that can become a very learned behavior that's very challenging to curb. Years, I'd be worried. I'd be worried after a couple of months even.
Yeah.
And I think if you're noticing a lot of, let's say, dribbling while they're sleeping, that might mean that they've more got a medical problem, that they may have incontinence. Their bladder may be what we call pelvically displaced, or they may have issues with their hormones there as well.
So what if you do have an older dog that's still being a bit of a problem?
So let's say they were marking inside, let's say they were peeing inside in one area. You want to start off by restricting access to that area. So you want to just totally block that behavior. So if it's a lounge or kitchen, anything, you've just got to start off by restricting access. And then just go back to your fundamentals like we've discussed, the taking outside, getting another dog to mark, instant strong positive reward. You can absolutely look at crate training even if they're older. So normally that sort of thing, and time and consistency should still be able to curb it. Yeah.
It's not too late.
Not too late, but I'll admit it, at old age, challenging. And there's normally a reason why you haven't separated them from the problem area. And you've got to make sure it's non-medical, such as senility. And such as incontinence, right? So if they've been good for 6 or 8 years, and now they're doing it, it's probably more of a UTI or incontinence or bladder stones, something like that.
So much in it having a puppy. So if you've just gotten your puppy, train them as fast as you can is basically your advice. Go hard. Do those hard weeks and get it done. Commit, be consistent, have rewards.
Get a puppy when you have a break. It's a big ask to get a puppy while you're working full time. You're going to have delayed, training success realistically. So
there you have it. So if you are having any problems at all with your puppy, go and see the team from Cairns Vets. They also have puppy preschool, which is fabulous for the puppies as well. So go and see them. They've even got a puppy membership club that you can join.
We do, we do.
Which is awesome. Gives you a percentage off all your fees and food and all sorts of things. So if you've got the puppy, go and sign up to all of that and go and see the team from Cairns Vets. I'd love to get you on the right track for that puppy life that you've got ahead of you.